Well, good morning, YouTube subscribers. It's early Saturday morning, as you can tell by the sun. Just before I start working on the truck, I figured I'd take the cheddar wedge out. I'm gonna head to Cars and Coffee, new location at Shelby, America. I've been there, I don't know, twice, 3 times, and what's the technical term? Oh, it sucks. So I'm gonna just kind of drive by there, see if there's anybody there, see what kind of cars are there, and then just plan on heading over to the old location where the celebrity car meetup is. That's at Eastern and like Warm Springs-ish. And and then probably film the tunnel blast at the airport on the way back. And then I got to get on the truck. I got to change both catalytic converters. I'm gonna do the front fender finally, and also probably polish the headlights and cover those with some 3M film. Hi. Anyway, yeah, and all of those things, let's see, I'm 70,000 miles due on the catalytic converters, and probably a good 10,000 miles, or at least 6 months over on the fender, because I filmed that too. That I bought that a long time ago and still haven't replaced it. But this way, if I have to pull the front wheels off, pull the inner fender liners, and even maybe detach the front bumper, I might as well just, do the fender too. I think it's like 5 more bolts. And if I have that all off, I might as well just pull the headlights, polish those up. And like I said, I bought some 3M film for those, plus a new heat gun. Might as well just get it done. So anyway, beautiful morning. Might as well just take the cheddar wedge out a little bit and kind of go from there. Oh, look, there goes the neighbors. I know, I need them. I got an empty spot right here.
We put a stacker out here.
I got an empty spot. Why not? All right. Well, anyway, neighbors are going out bike riding. Well, of course, man. Look at the day. So, all right. Well, as always, stay tuned.
A few moments later.
All right, well, clearly I'm not wearing my white pants anymore. I got the new fender here, which looks good. There's a couple little boogers, as they say. Got the new cats right here. For some reason I couldn't find my O2 sensor wrench, so I bought one of these, and I also got the OEM one. And then I got the 2 catalytic converters, left and right. I think it's 710 and 711 is driver's side, passenger side. They're okay. So put one of these open up. So pretty basic, and came with the crush washers and all the bolts. So, and then I also stopped by Nissan and got these. In the repair manual it said that these were the fiber ones, but I guess they've been replaced with these crush ones, so that's fine. Hopefully that means I'll have to do them once and never again. And then over here, already got the truck jacked up. I don't know if I'm going to do the wheels or not, but yeah, I got the new license plate bracket, the new cover, and even new plates, because you remember I told you my wife pushed some car off the side of the road into a gas station and lost a front plate. So that's the rims with the new ridge grapplers. Again, those are 285/75 16, so I did have to do the melt mod, and then with the splash guards, they still rub when you're like extreme angle, but I did another video on that, and see if you can see it now. Now that I have the wheels off, and I'll pull the fender liners, I can probably melt that down a little bit, but there's not much I could do about this extra piece right here. So I'm just going to let that rub, because I do have another set of these since the back ones got cracked when we went off-roading. I think that was on Rocky Gap, but it's not that big of a deal. So I'm going to pull these, pull the fender liner, and then I thought I pulled the heat shield off before when I did the motor mounts, but that must have been the bottom manifold, or at least the bottom the bottom, yeah, I guess manifold side, and the top is still in there. So got to put some penetrating oil on these and let them sit for a little while, let the sun go down some, cool off, and then I'll come back and you know, film the other part. So stay tuned. Well, that was way more difficult than I expected, at least on the passenger side, and also a couple things. So I pulled this liner out, and the side that faces the engine is so brittle. I mean, just look at that. So I'm gonna probably have to order a new one online. And then yeah, here's the old cap that finally came out, and the new one, definitely a lot smaller, but no, I don't know, we'll see. Doesn't look like it lines up, but then again, I'll check it out. And then everybody else online also said, especially the passenger side, that this heat shield was a pain in the yeah, when you take the 3 bolts off, it doesn't really accomplish anything. So no matter how you move it around, or at least I wasn't able to figure it out, or at least my patience didn't give it enough time to figure it out, I just pulled it, and what I'll do is get some gold foiled heat shield or something, put them on the you know, the exhaust manifold. It'll accomplish the same thing, and probably even be better than what this is, because this is just like 3 layers of aluminum, or you know, also seems like it's an alloy. It's got like magnesium or something in it, because it's yeah, it bends pretty easy. But anyway, yeah, I've been at it for, I don't know, 2 hours now, and I only got just this side done. But yeah, there you go. That's here. Yeah, now it's starting to get windy, so I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get to doing the fender. I mean, oh, quick update. Yeah, I grabbed the driver's side because I was going to do that first because it was in the shade. But yeah, these line up. Mounting plate over here is actually a lot thinner than on this side, but yeah, pretty much like that. And there's the bung for the O2 sensor, so just a little different shape. So I got these at Rock Auto. They're Eastern, I believe. Yeah, Eastern Catalytic, and I don't remember what the price was, but I'll look it up when I post a video. It was pretty cheap. It was like $389 or $400 or something like that for both of them. So compared to the I think $3,000 they wanted at the dealership. I think the dealer wanted maybe it was $750 a piece, $1,500 plus whatever it was to install them. But I think I remember it was like $3,000. So this side is completely done. Well, completely done. I mean, the cat is on, bolted. It's all bolted down. Oxygen O2 sensor is back in. And what I actually had to do on this side, which I saw, I'll have to look up the YouTube channel. I'll have to look up the guy's name. But one of the things that he did, because he was having a problem with the spacing, was back here before the little collector comes into the muffler, he loosened that up and was able to then drop that out of the way, which gave him room to get the cats to drop back, because otherwise everything is tight. So I already hit the other side with WD-40. I've got that side soaking while I was replacing the fender. And you know, like I said, again, if it starts raining or whatever it's trying to do right now, I can just pull all this stuff back in the house real quick, and you know, I could even just bring the wheels in and just leave the truck like this, which you know, I was almost going to do anyway, because I kind of want to run and you know, get a heat shield, you know, for the exhaust. So I was pounding this back into shape a little bit, and interesting enough, it is filled with powder, so that's why it feels kind of the way that it does. It's not magnesium, it is aluminum. It's aluminum with like some heat powder, you know, probably asbestos, inside, kind of sandwiched inside. And again, I was either going to do that or I was going to cut it out in like a square and put it back in there. But, you know, as it is now, I'm not. And I am going to still probably use the screw holes, but I do need to tap one because, you know, of course, steel with aluminum or magnesium, one of them actually broke, so it's got a little bit of thread but not completely. So I've got the other two to hold it in place, but the stuff that I got for the Nash, they had it in sheets, and it was kind of like a I don't know, manifold, mechanical fuel pump, and it was just kind of like a heat shield blanket, and you can kind of just set it back there and wrap a cord around it and it's fine. I mean, it'll just sit right here. Plus the other fender liner was fine. I mean, it's still flexible. This one, like I showed you, I mean, it's completely brittle. All of this here was fine, but anything right here, it was just, I mean, just chipping away in pieces. There's like nothing left of it. So I'll probably order that online. And then all the little clips under the hood for the hood prop, that was pretty old and very brittle, and the other little clip that holds it, I already had a problem with it before, and so I'm gonna look online and see what all those little individual small pieces are. But aside from that and the fact I'm losing light, you know, not bad. That looks much better.
One eternity later.
Hey, how's the job going, you ask? Well, if this is any indication, I just now got the driver's side cat out. Let me tell you, what a pain in the... that's the heat shield. It's still usable. However, two of the screws broke off while I was unscrewing it, so that's going to probably come out as well. But yeah, I mean, again, if that's any indication, it took a lot longer than I expected. But anyway, it's out now, and looks about kind of the same as the other one. So putting it back in, it's going to be, I don't know, maybe like 10 minutes. So, whew. Well, I was planning on, you know, clearing the codes and doing all that stuff, but I probably still can. It's just, you know, GoPro 7 and filming at night. So, you know, I might wait till tomorrow. But anyway, oh, and again, on this side, I loosened the front, the back, and then I also did this side again as well. Because without doing this, there is just no way you're going to pry that thing out. Not with this extra lip and that washer on it, and the same with the one in the back. There's just not enough room, and of course these screws don't come out once you thread like this part in to here, and then it heats up. There's just no getting that out of there. And I tried on one of the other ones, I put some WD-40, the penetration stuff, on this side of the bolt, and I, you know, put vice grips on that side. I, you know, put a socket on it. I have one of those little hex things too, and put breaker bar, and all it does is strip out. So, you know, so much for that. So again, when you're trying to take, like you can see on here, there's two left, and the third one is a bolt going through. So, you know, you have to be able to clear either the bolt side or all of this thread. So you have to spread that out far enough for that to, you know, basically clear in order to get it out of there. And yeah, that just doesn't work. So thankfully you have the rubber dampeners in the back at the muffler, so that gives you the room to kind of get the whole system to kind of fall back, and then you can separate this out and get the cat out. So anyway, damn, I'm tired and I am sick of laying on the ground. And I know what you're saying. It's like, hey, don't you have a lift? Yeah, well, a lift doesn't do me much good in this situation. I mean, it kind of does as far as being able to get under the car, but most of everything that I've had to do has been right here, you know, from inside the wheel well and getting into this this part. And I also had like a 3-foot extension to get this bottom bolt down here. I had to basically you know, put a swivel on it and then 3 additional 12-inch extensions, so that you know, I had one hand around the swivel, and I had the brake, well, actually my my torque wrench all the way over by the front bumper. I mean, that was the only way I could get at that angle. So I'm sure, you know, the next time I would have to do this on an XTerra, you know, I could probably knock it out now that I know all the little tricks, but hopefully I won't need to do this again. So anyway, I'll let you know when I'm done.
Well, welcome back. It's now Sunday morning, and it does feel like an eternity later, because I knew I was going to jinx myself when I said the driver's side cat, I'd have that back in like 10 minutes. Yeah, try about an hour and 10 minutes, and then maybe another 40 or 50 minutes chasing all the stuff blowing down the street, because we had like 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts here. So it's a little better today, but I got to get on finishing things up and get the liners and stuff put back in. So I'm back in my tidy whities. Got to run out to like Pep Boys, AutoZone, someplace. I got to find little plastic clips for the liners, because I tried to remove all of them, and I think I got one out, and that was it. Everything else was just brittle and disintegrated. You basically just touch it and it'd break in half. So let's see where we're at. Oh, last night I also did not reset the codes or anything, so I figured I'd save that for today, although this would have probably shown up better at night. And then I was freaking the neighbors out, because of course I cleaned everything up, but I left the truck like this, and so when they saw me like freely turning the steering wheel or moving the wheels, they were like, okay. So you know, which is good for finishing this and bad, because I wanted to take the cheddar wedge out to go pick up lunch and whatever, and you know, parts, but the truck's in the way. So and I didn't really crank the wheels down, I just put the locks on them so they didn't go anyway. But anyway, here's the new fender in the daylight, and it looks pretty good. I think I see a little kind of bump or something right here, so I'll do a little self paintless dent removal on it real quick and see if I can pop it out. But otherwise, yeah, it looks much better. And but anyway, to get to this, let's get this thing plugged in. Oh, this is one of those clips. I need like, you know, 8 of these, because they were bad on both sides. So should be able to get those at Ace or Lowe's or something. So anyway, we'll get this in here, see if this thing turns on. Yep. So again, let's get in here, check what the codes look like, and let's close that. So oh wait, Nissan XTerra, yes. So 3 codes. P0420, that's the common one. And next one, 430. And just to show you, 221,574. So pretty good. And I'm not sure how the trip, I got 180.0 miles exact, but anyway, the other thing that I can't clear, and I just got tired of even messing with it, is the TPS, because it seems like when you put any kind of rock tire on, especially like the Nittos with the sidewalls, doesn't really matter. You can reset it, and you can either have factory reset it, or you can lower the pressures, you know, by 3 pounds or whatever it is, drive around, it'll be gone, and then pretty much it'll, you know, come back. And or if you go over like 80 miles an hour, they typically turn on as well, because then the sensor is spinning so fast that it never picks it up as a pulse, so it just thinks that there's some kind of problem. Well, anyway, I'm going to clear these, and then you know, we'll go from there. So just wanted to go in here real quick, make sure that all the codes are gone, which looks like they are. So 0 codes remaining. So now if we actually start up the vehicle, we should lose this service engine light. So there you go, and we're going to reset this trip computer back to 0. So what I'll do is I'll follow up with this video like I don't know, in 100 miles or so, and kind of take it from there. So and it's starting to rain. Well, I just got back with the clips, and this is exactly what I didn't want to have happen. So it's now freaking pouring out. I got to at least get these clips in and get the fender liners back in place so not everything gets wet. But you know, when it rains it pours, I guess. Come on, man. Hey, give me a break already. Jesus. All right, it is what it is. Hey, just a quick update. Finally got a break in the storm. Well, not technically, because I was out here putting the wheels and everything back on, you know, just with it pouring, because I didn't know if it was going to stop or not. But anyway, a little bit of sunshine. So yeah, I got the wheels back on. I got the inner fender liners. I wasn't able to get the heat shield for the exhaust. I'm gonna have to get that online. None of the stores carried it. But while I have the sun, I decided I would go ahead and at least sand this down. It's at 800 right now, and then you know, just broke out all of this old stuff, which, man, I haven't touched any of this stuff in a long time, so I hope the compound's still good. But I think the last time I did this was when I wet sanded the Z. So anyway, well, stay tuned. Like, you have a choice. Well, I guess you can click off, but anyway, I'll keep you updated. Well, there's the finished product. I still have this VViViD 3M film to put on, and I got this online, Amazon, along with the squeegee. It was like, I don't know, 20 bucks. So yeah, still got good weather. So just a little concerned about, you know, spraying it down with like some soapy water and then not having it be able to evaporate forever. And I might hit this one another time because it's got a little bit of a haze on it. But other than that, I'm not going to bore you with this, so I'll just probably finish this video up with you know, an update after we hit like 100 or 200 miles and no check engine light. So thanks. Well, I'm happy to say that is over, and if I ever had to do it again, I would not. I'd buy the UV spray and just paint them, because this has got to be one of the worst lights to try to wrap, because this is curved, and this little bevel around here is curved with a flat piece on top. I actually had to cut that into another section because I just couldn't get it to wrap even with the heat gun. So anyway, that is finished, and there you go. I mean, they look much better. So like I said, if I need to do them again in like 5 years, I think that's what that VViViD wrap guarantees. So that means probably 2 out here in the Vegas heat and sun. So there you go. Well, it's now Monday afternoon, and kind of to wrap this vlog up, to my surprise, my wife actually noticed the fender was fixed this morning. So she called me right away and said thanks, which I wasn't expecting. But we'll now, after being out and about all day,
Should be able to start this up. Yeah, she's a friggin' midget. And just double check and make sure that the SES light is off. And it is off. So looks like she only did 33 miles, so I was expecting a little more. So we'll keep driving it around, you know, but I'm pretty sure, you know, the O2 sensors and everything were fine. The cats, you know, factory cats at 221,000 miles, they're gonna be, you know, due for replacement. So so pretty much happy about that. And there you go. So thanks for watching, and you know, stay tuned. I'm sure there's going to be more repairs.